Welcome back to Bronco Adventures, and we are on SEMA build process. So, video one, here's our goals. We are gonna pull the interior to get the seats up to the interior shop to get the catkins leather installed. We're also going to pull the carpet so we can get the Armorlite floor installed. And then we're also gonna pull the dash apart to get our US Speedo gauge cluster face installed. So, join the process as we start pulling this poor Bronco apart. It's going under the knife. That's it. I've had enough.
Wish us luck. Day one.
But here's the deal. With the catkins interior, you'd have a certified person doing this anyway. But let me give you some tricks, because this also goes hand in hand with the Armorlite flooring. You got airbags in your seats, all right? So you can't just go unplugging your connector, because the airbag, when it loses power, apparently, it goes boom. So we're gonna jump under the hood and we're gonna completely disconnect the battery. It says for a minimum of 10 minutes before you can unplug it. I'm gonna give it like 20 because I don't need an airbag going off. So make sure to disconnect your battery before you take the seats out. I've got seats unbolted. I need to unplug them, and then the front seats are out, but disconnect your battery. Now we got to remove the rear seat. So this is going to be hard for Miss Monica.
Oh no.
But we're going to put all of these back exactly where they go in this order.
Video evidence right here. We'll look up our own YouTube video when we put them back. Aw, you broke my heart.
Now start picking off all the stickers.
No, never. I can't.
All the stickers.
Stickers are memories.
No, those aren't going anywhere.
No.
Too many.
Those will be at SEMA with us.
Okay, now let's figure out how to get this rear seat out. I have no clue what I'm doing.
Advice?
We'll figure it out.
Anybody?
I don't know.
Okay. All right.
We're just guessing on how we need to take this apart. But I can tell you, because how dirty this Bronco is, I'm gonna take a lot of extra things apart to basically be able to detail this thing. So, good on us.
This is the part where you judge us on how filthy our Bronco is.
Or applaud us on, hey, you actually use your Bronco. And it's going to SEMA. Made it.
Sand holler.
So we figured out how to get the seats out, and it's easier than you might think, but it's also a little bit harder than you might think. One down, more to go. And portion 2 comes on out. Rear seat delete. I think it is pretty fair. You should judge us on how dirty this Bronco is. You know, like this back here, that's sand hollow sand. This is children. This is children. Ooh, look, a fruit snack. That's children. Ah, have kids, they said. I can't wait to get rid of this carpet. The whole reason I want to get rid of this carpet is if this debris would have hit a plastic floor, hopefully it would have slid right down. Then guess what? Shot back it up, or better yet, use your washout hose mechanism, just clean it on out. So this, I am super excited to get away from. If anybody's looking for a carpet kit for a 6th gen Bronco, you know, hit us up. It's not clean. I unplugged it. A little nervous. That airbag is right here and would have just, you know, busted you right in the chops. Is what there is on this plug, this little red piece is normally pushed in. You have to pull it backwards first, and then you can push down on it. Again, make sure your battery's disconnected for at least 10 minutes. We did 45. I didn't want this blowing up. Now that that's disconnected, I have my 4 bolts out. This should come right out of here. Heavy, but rewarding. What am I doing wrong? Is something attached? Not attached. Well, it's out, and it's extremely dirty. This is a trend around our place.
This is your side.
Oh look, I've been looking for that. You know, remember when we used to detail things? Yeah.
Let's see what your side looks like compared to mine.
Oh, terrible. I am super glad to not have to have floor mats in here.
Wow, a French fry.
Eat it.
Double dog dare ya.
Listeria?
It's likely.
Number 2. Your side's just as dirty, Miss Lady.
I don't buy it.
Well, there's your interior out of your 6th gen Bronco. I'm really excited about the changes that are happening. At least we can clean this thing up. Won't smell like a sock.
Wow, it's empty.
In here. Gym sock.
Look, my side's beautiful. Can't even see anything.
So as you can tell, things have escalated. Have they escalated, Emmett?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've basically removed almost the entire interior in the Bronco. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's your toy. Yeah, go put it somewhere.
Mommy, I did my toy.
Super excited. Found the toy. Now, we're at the point where we can almost pull the carpet out. Believe it or not, this has come apart really quite easily. If you take your time and just go panel by panel, slowly working it out, they're all just little like spring-loaded clips. I bet you, to be honest, other than the rear seat, that took the longest time. We're probably only into this maybe hour and a half, worst case, you know? So you could easily remove your seats and put this floor in your garage. The biggest thing, again, I'm gonna stress it, is don't unplug this, because unless your battery's disconnected, because it'll go boom. That's what they say. I believe them, and it worried me. We have still no batteries connected, okay? We got to get this loose. Once the center console is loose, we can lift it up, and this carpet then will slide out. I do have one more trim panel to take off. This is the harder one to take off. You have to get this dead pedal out of the way. So you pop the cap, and there's a screw, and then it should come right out. Let's see if I can figure it out. Yeah? Yeah, dirty. That's on you and your brothers. So this should just lift up, and that's enough room to get that carpet slid out. And there it is. Shake it out outside, not in your shop. Well, there you have it. You've now stripped the interior of a 6th gen Bronco. You look like a chop shop. But you're not, because you're making it better with Armorlite flooring, new Catskins leather, and then we haven't started disassembling the dash yet. That's going to be its like own little project. But now we're at the point where we just got to do some deep cleaning. It would be probably pretty wise to do this before you off-road your Bronco. We're not very wise. See that carpet out there? It's awful. So the only thing you do have to cut is just up here on the center console. They just recommend doing that, and then you're good. If you are doing this to where you're not removing the rear seat, it is recommended to cut it right here so you can get the carpet off of the thing with the rear seat in there. But because we're doing seats at the same time, well, it's just easier to do it this way. So again, I got carpet for 6th gen Bronco. Anybody interested?
Another thing we may or may not be doing is fixing the door panel, because the ugly tan just needs to go away.
The ugly tan needs to disappear. Your door panels come apart real easy. Took about 38 seconds, basically. I need to figure out if I can wrap this or if I need to contact a professional. Here's what I want. I want a set off of a Badlands, because these are already black. Come on, Ford. There is a part number in here. Maybe we could get them from Ford. You know what I'm saying? I'm asking the question. That'd be cool. No more tan. X-nay on the tan-nay.
All right, I think we're gonna call that a day. We're back at it tomorrow.
First thing in the morning.
Back at it, day number 2 of a lot.
Well, it's not necessarily days. It's evenings.
Evening.
Off work.
This is evening 1, how about that?
Now tonight, we're gonna get the dash stripped out of it to get the US Speedo installed. So let's jump in here and tear some stuff apart. So here's where we're at. You gotta take apart the whole dash. You gotta get your gauge cluster out of there. That's the ultimate goal. we've removed the grab handle on the driver's side. There's 4 T30 screws there. I'm sure you've seen them. They say Bronco on them. Then we removed the speaker panel, and then there's one hidden 7mm screw down in there. Now we have to get in here and take this down. All this plastic, when it pops apart, just startles me because it sounds so awful. Just slow with the clips, because there's another screw in here. This should fold down out of the, look at the dust. That is terrible. Anyway, now that you've opened this up, there's a screw right here we need to get out of there. I think it's a 7mm. So you got to remove these. Seems easy, but it's kind of not. They're really stuck in there, but the little tabs that hold it in, we got the pry tool right there and pushed in, and it popped right up. So there's 4, 6, 12 of them. Anyway, that's your buttons. And just like on the driver's side, remove the grab handle. Like so.
The blue inside. Look at that.
And then you want to remove the speaker cover. And you just want to be gentle. It's only plastic. Don't stab your speaker while you're in there. So the next step was to remove the center grab handle right there, because we're going to end up pulling this whole thing down. And then the next step is to remove these little covers, because there's screws under there. So they recommend to have one of these flexi things if it's necessary. Side note.
Recommended or required?
Highly recommended. There's currently 3 screws under here.
The amount of
Kinda does it.
dust coming off is crazy.
Like that. Now
what?
you gotta take off your HVAC system. That's what they say. Things have escalated, and we've taken apart the entire dash. You technically won't have to remove this section and your airbag and stuff. You only need to pop it apart to be able to then get your cluster out. So a little bit of what I'm showing is not necessary for most people. But now we've actually got to the part that we've been waiting for. Now it's free. Look how dusty everything is. Whew. Terrible. The next part we are going to do in the house in a clean environment, because I don't want any fingerprints. We got gloves on this thing. It's gonna be too nice. And that was a decent amount of work to get this gauge cluster out. So go to your kitchen table for the last part. Your wife said yes. Okay, now that you're in the house, there's 3 screws. 1 right at the top, and then 2 right down at the bottom. And this should pop right out. Movie magic. Just like that, that comes off. I mean, we even have dirt in this thing. This Bronco is filthy. Okay, so there is one last screw to remove, and this is going to hold on your little cap here. Just wiggle this, and it comes up. That's nerve-wracking. Now you got to take off the needle. So they provide a tool with this, it's a little needle removal tool. See? Needle removal tool. They thought of it all. So, slide this in here. You don't want to spin the needle. Just work it straight up. Easier said than done. Okay, I got it. Took a minute, but there is a long little stem coming off of this guy. So it's seated in there quite far, so you just had to slowly wiggle it and eventually it pops right up. So now we can remove the old face. So now out with the old and then in with the new. Before I touch this and ruin it for life, I'm gonna put gloves on. Keep your fingers clean. They're like fish netty. That's cool. This is super awesome. We went with the brushed stainless. The brushed stainless, this is actually a little piece of stainless. We're just gonna take this little guy and pop it right into place. That looks so cool. Going from stock to not. Now, some people prefer the black. You can get these in all sorts of different, configurations. We went with the stainless because I think that is really cool. Looks futuristic, kind of like a Cybro truck. Plus, you can actually decide what color you want your numbers to be. We stuck with blue because, well, the blue is factory with our Bronco, with being a wild track. So, blue for the win. Now, we're going to put our needle back on. And here's the deal. We're just going to shoot it right a little below 0. We're going 0 miles an hour. So, we're going to get that guy lined up about there. And push it right in. I like that. Don't twist it. I wanted to twist it. I didn't. Then, this just drops back in. Locks in. Now, flip it and put our one screw back in. Look at how good that looks. SEMA. It's going to be happening. You know what I'm saying? Finally, we're installing something. We've only been tearing stuff apart for the last 2 evenings. So this is exciting news. Now, click your cover back on. This looks freaking sweet. It's definitely a little more time consuming than I would have initially anticipated, but now seeing it, it's absolutely worth it. That looks cool. I don't know about you, but I like the brushed stainless. You got to check out US Speedo. All those are clicked into place. Now reinstall your 3 screws with your fancy dancy gloves. I'm never taking them off. So we're ready to throw this back in the Bronco, but one thing I've noticed, these connectors, especially this one, has a lot of teeny tiny fine little pins in there. So when you're throwing that one back in, just make sure to do it nicely. Now I want to hit the key on the button thing.
That button is not attached to anything.
But here's the issue. I got airbags disconnected, like 3 of them currently. And I'm just not going to take a chance by plugging in that battery and having it go bam. So we're going to have to wait to actually see this thing do its thing. So I'll be patient if you'll be patient. So why did we take out the whole dash and nothing but the dash?
Tell me why.
So I have had this idea for a while. There it is. I want a Bronco Heritage, but I don't want to spend Bronco Heritage money. So I want to paint the dash white. But I don't want to do Heritage white in the aspect of it's kind of that flat white. I want it to be a little bit snazzy.
Like Oxford white.
Like exactly Oxford white. Because that's what our Bronco is Oxford white. Plus, we're also going to show you why we ended up removing all of the trim off the dash. That'll be a little later on, but as we get there, we're going to show you. We got some more ideas brewing. I want to do some stuff. Now, it's only plastic, so don't over torque it with your wrench. That is back installed. Let's get the little cover that goes around it so it looks like something. white.
If you just look in that little square, it looks great.
Looks awesome.
Gotta use your imagination for the rest. One down.
One little piece down.
Not that I would say little.
That was a lot.
It's an evening.
An evening. Yeah, tear your dash apart and slightly put it back together in an evening. And get everything so coated in dust that you don't know when to stop wiping.
Look at your gas pedal.
Yeah, it's been that way for a long time.
Since the Bronco
you can see
games?
where I actually touch it. You know.
Throttle response.
Use your big toe.
It's late.
It's late.
It's late.
This is going to be worth the wait, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, tomorrow evening, because we work in the evenings, we're night owls. First things first, we're going to vacuum the heck out of this thing. It is still super dirty. When I thought we were good last night when we vacuumed,
It's not good.
proven to be wrong. Wrong-o, wrong-o. So we're going to vacuum everything, and then first things first, we're going to put the new floor in.
Yeah.
Get that put back together, and then we're going to start pulling the Somali panel off of the top, and we're going to figure out how to run all of our wiring for our rugged radio, our XK Glow switch panel, and the XK Glow controller for the SAR system, search and rescue. We've decided we're going to actually just abandon all of our factory auxiliary switches for now. We're going to utilize the switch panel from XK Glow,
The command center.
everything.
It's called the command center.
We
for
demand
commanding.
command. Something like that.
We're tired, can you tell?
Then, once we get all those wires ran, I'm kind of thinking we'll just pop down all the stuff. We have stickers everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Surprise.
We're going to fix that. We're going to pop down this, and then I think I can get wires all ran down the A-pillar and then right out to where they need to be. But we're going to modify our Molly panel. I've been waiting super long for doing this. We're going to be cutting out some of the Molly so the radio can sit up in the basket. I'm also going to be cutting a hole in this because I've been doing some research on the radio we got, and it's actually really cool. There's a speaker on the bottom of it. Didn't know that. Now I know. Then we're just going to get that all figured out. So tomorrow, clean floor and hopefully get some wiring stuff in, at least in place where it belongs. We'll see you like that. And just like that, evening number 3. We are getting ready to fit the Bronco with the Armorlite flooring. I am super excited about this. If you have the Luxe package in your Bronco, you're stuck with carpet because it's nice. It's quiet. It makes it feel like home. Take your shoes off. Come on in. Well, it is nice. It does feel like home, but we use our Bronco. One thing that I love about my work trucks over the years is they have plastic flooring in them. Well, I wanted the same thing in our Bronco because I wanted the fact that we could wash it out instead of have to vacuum it out and vacuum and vacuum and vacuum and still never get all of that hollow sand out of our Bronco. So we've cleaned all that up. It's like you could eat on the floor in there right now. This flooring is not just a simple plastic flooring. It's insulated and it comes with the drain plugs, so then you can wash it out just like the factory floor, but better. So check out this Armorlite floor. So the first thing you're going to want to do with this floor is you're going to want to take it out of the box, because when it's folded up in there, it does get a couple little crease points, mainly right there and then a little bit back there. We've had this out of the box for like 12 hours now, and it looks totally fine. Honestly, you could probably take it right out of the box and just put it in, but we follow the rules sometimes. Like I was saying, this isn't just a rough, tough plastic floor. It's insulated. You're not going to have any issues with, oh, your vehicle's now going to sound hollow and this and that like some people say. No, this floor is completely insulated, plastic, washable, and we are super excited to have this in there. If we didn't have to go to the extent of pulling the seats out to get the leather installed, seriously could be done in your driveway in no time flat. We have to do things the hard way around here. So let's figure out if we can do this the hard way. Okay, first things first, pull out the drain holes that are in your factory floor already. Right here under the driver's foot is this one. You just rip this thing out, get rid of it. Then in the back, same thing. There's one right here, get rid of it, don't need it. And then same thing on the other side. With your factory drain pluggers out, now we can talk about the Armorlite ones. These are awesome, super quality, tough. They're not gonna fail. They're gonna hold a seal when you want it to seal. And then when you don't want it to seal because you're gonna wash out your floor, they just open right up. Now, quote me if I'm wrong, I believe these come standard with the kit black, but if you wanna just add a little dash of color, you can get these in red, blue, or orange. I liked orange, but we don't have any orange in the Bronco, so we went with black. I'd rather hide it in plain sight. Now, the instructions on this are awesome. Got a QR code, got some tips and tricks. It's actually super simple. Just like that. Push in the drain port, and then it opens and closes. Now, if you're not happy with where you put the drain port, these do remove fairly easy. The first time I put this in, I had the lid to where it was flipping open this way. I decided I wanted the lid when it's open to be out of the way of the channel of the water. I just feel like, you know, that makes sense. So, just like that, and it's in. This is a huge upgrade, and I absolutely love it. Enough was enough with the carpet. If you're sick and tired of your carpet like we were, check out Armorlite. This flooring is awesome. Didn't have to cut a single thing, didn't have to trim a single thing. It just laid right in and is going to work. Now, when we get our seats in, of course, we have trim covers that'll cover all these holes and it'll make it look nice, but we don't get the seats till morning. I know they're done right now, but they're closed and I can't go pick them up. Oh, they look so good, and I am so excited to see some color in this interior. That tan, ooh, terrible. We're actually getting deleted off the door panels too. The Bronco door panels come apart really easy, and we'll show you that when we're ready for that part. This will be kind of one of the last interior things that we do. But for now, it's just going to stay, but it's going to go away as well. Now, first thing in the morning, and just like that, we're back. We never really have talked about exactly what we're doing with the dash itself. We took it apart because I'm going to paint the whole dash that says Bronco, everything, Oxford white. That's right, body match color. I think it'll look awesome. The Heritage Bronco has a white dash and it looks super, super good. It's kind of a flat white though. It doesn't have that pop, pizzazz. It's got the pizzazz. So we're painting it Oxford white to hopefully give it a little something. Then the dash. You've got the upper like dash pad piece and then the lower trim. You know what? Let's just go take a trip to a place called Dip Fusion and I'm going to tell you exactly what we're doing with the dash.
Officially on our way to Louisville, Idaho.
For what?
For Dip Fusion.
Dip Fusion.
Hydro dipping.
Explain it. What's hydro dipping?
We're about to find out because they're going to give us a shop tour. I've seen their videos. They say if it can get wet, it's good to dip. And they put it in like this big water tank and they have a big one, they said.
I don't know exactly what it is.
Roll it around.
It's like a film.
Yeah.
That floats on the water and then you dip stuff in it. So
that's all we got.
Reached down, we're like, hey, we want to do our dash in our Bronco. That's why we took the dash so far apart. It's not because we wanted to, because it was enjoyable and it was fun to do.
None of the above.
We did it because we wanted to make it different. So we got an idea in mind. We're going to see how it looks. But we were to thinking, you know, we're building a car show rig. How do you win car shows? Well, there's certain people out there proving that's how you win car shows.
It is. It's working.
And it's with the carbon fibre.
Carbon fibre.
The fiber of the carbon.
Are we doing carbon fiber like a car show?
We're doing carbon fiber, but here's the thing. We're doing carbon fiber on a poor man's budget.
Yeah.
Because that shit's expensive. We're gonna dip the dash carbon fiber, we think.
Yeah, and some trim pieces, hopefully.
Some trim, give it a little pizzazzle, you know, maybe even something on the exterior, but we want to see how it looks first to see if we're on the right track.
And I want to see the process. I'm excited to see their shop.
Because we don't have the Bronco, we had to borrow a truck. So this truck's like home. Used to be ours.
Used to be ours.
Sold it. Kept it real close in the family so we could use it. So thanks for letting us borrow your truck to my oldest brother. Now, let's go check out some dipped Fusion.
These are our main tanks that we use. This is kind of our old tank, so it's just out of commission right now. So the process is we'll take this film here. Let's do it. Why not?
Do one.
So we printed this film in our printer just right over there. So take off the backing there. So this is the actual film exposed. You do have to make sure it goes down on the water the right way or it won't work. So these slits are just to help the film from curling up on itself once it goes onto the water. And it is Friday, so our tank is real dirty right now. So these get cleaned weekly. Typically doesn't look like this. Okay, so these fences just keep the film from running away on you. Okay, so it's going to need a minute on the water to activate. So what this sprayer is doing is it's going to wait a minute and then it will spray it. This activator is kind of obnoxious. I wouldn't recommend breathing it in, so I would just hold your breath or step back a little bit, whatever you prefer there. So after it sprays, you'll see that it will start to expand a little bit, and then you'll be able to actually, it almost becomes like a glass texture. Starts to become see-through a little bit. So it just needs to be, so right now it has excess plastic on it, so it's a real slimy texture. So it will just need to be washed to get that excess slime off, then it will need to dry, and once it's dry, it's good.
Dip, that's where it's at. I am super excited to work with Dip Fusion. The things they can do, not only for vehicles, firearms, I mean, literally, they said it a couple times, as long as it can get wet, it can be dipped. I now approve of that process. The way the chemicals just attach stuff, it is strong. They, on those little sample thingies, the little boat looking things, I don't know what to call it, they were like scratching on it, didn't even want to, you know, muff up the clear coat on it. So at first, I was kind of worried about the texture of the dash. I don't think that's going to be a problem. In fact, with that dip laying on the whole thing, I think that it's going to probably almost take that texture all the way out of it. So I cannot wait to get our parts back and to bring you guys along that process, because it is cool. We will have videos of them dipping all of our components. Plus, you can customize your dip. It doesn't have to be anything standard. You can pull it out of your brain, make your own camo pattern, make your own, you know, logo, and they can put it into their machine, print it, and put it on whatever product you want. So check out Dip Fusion, and even if you don't live in Idaho, box your stuff up, send it to them. They're more than willing to work with anybody. I'm super excited to work with a local based company for us, but you should definitely consider Dip Fusion. We're excited to work with Dip Fusion. That is such a cool process. Now, as soon as we get the seats
and the dash components all back together, you will see that in one of the next SEMA videos. But for now, US Speedo gauge cluster on point. As soon as we light that thing up, we'll show you. Armorlite washout floors, super, super excited. That was an easy install if you were just gonna be putting it in the Bronco, not having to remove the interior. The front seats, 4 bolts, they're out of the way. Center console, super easy. This is a huge upgrade and we are super excited about it. So for now, we got more work to do, but you'll see that in an upcoming video. So get off your couch, go and create an adventure. We will see you next time.